I like a larger sling, but sometimes I want to slim down to the basics. I have this sling configured as an update to my micro EDC that I did a while back. This 1.3 liter sling might be the perfect bridge between pocket carry and a full-size bag. What's going on, everybody? This is Lamar with MFN Research, and today we're looking at the tomtoc Aviator T37 vertical sling. I've been using this one for a few months now, and I wanted to give it a shot. This is an update to my micro EDC. I liked that loadout pretty much, but I had issues with the carrying option. So we'll check it out, talk about the sling, and see if it's better than just an oversized pouch. So now let's talk about the T37. It's a 1.3 liters vertical sling. It's 7.68 by 5.72 by 2.78. It weighs about half of a pound. It comes in two materials. It comes in X-Pack, and it comes in the 400D polyester that we have here. There's 3 colors in the X-Pack, and then there's only 2 colors in the polyester. Right now, it costs $58 for the X-Pack, and it's $46 for the polyester. It says it has lockable YKK zippers, but I didn't see that on there. I saw SBS, and there is an RFID blocking pocket in the inside if you're into that kind of thing. And so let's go over this guy before we show you what it looks like loaded out. So on the front, you've just got a quick access front pocket right here, just the front panel. So if you kind of think of the layout of this guy, it kind of reminds you of like a mini backpack. So keep that in mind as we're going through it. And in here, you've just got your little key leash right there. It's not detachable or anything like that, but it's in there. I think these are SBS zippers. They have a zipper pull, no problems with the zippers. And then you've got what you would consider your quick access pocket right here at the top. It's short, so tall or whatever. And you just got your stuff in there. It's got a ripstop lining. And one thing about this bag is it is RFID on the inside. So there's a pocket for that. Unlike the tomtoc, I think T35 sling, where the whole thing is RFID, there's just an RFID section on this one pocket. So now going on the back, you've got the slip pocket back here. There's no way to close this. It's just a flat pocket rolled over, and so you got to be careful of what you put in here. And it's just open with contrast on the inside, and it's about the same height as this pocket right here. So they kind of mirror each other, where this one doesn't have a zipper, this one does. This is your attachment points for your sling straps. Nothing fancy, just basic sling strap, kind of thin. And there you go. And a couple of pull tabs right here. The little itty bitty grab handle right there. That's not even, I'd say that's half an inch, if that. And then going into the main compartment, where there's a lot more organization in here, and you may not even find yourself using it. I'm gonna go to the back this time. So on the back, you've got a slip pocket that's pretty high right there. It's higher than these two pockets. So you've got that. You've got a flexible pocket right here. I usually alternate between putting my phone here or here. And then you've got a pin loop right there. And then you've got these gussets right here to keep everything from flopping out on you. And then going over here, this is the RFID pocket right here. So if you want to put your wallet in there, if you don't have an RFID wallet, that'll fit in there, no problem. And over there, you got this little flap, and then you've got another pocket right here that's of that same stretch mesh material. So the stretch material is on both sides of that. And then you have a little bit of space in the middle to put things if you want to do that as well. So going through how we have this guy loaded, we'll just start from the outside and work our way inside as always. So on the front, we've just got in here my AirPods, and that's really all that fits in there. And then that's it in there. And then on the next one, in this front quick access compartment, it's kind of tight to get in here, but I'll manage. So I've got these basis retractable USB-C to USB-C cables. And just have this one as a backup. Sometimes I keep that in there, sometimes I don't. It just sits in there. Because of the flat profile of this, I find that that works pretty good. And then I just have, as we've seen before, my Altoids tin with mints, allergy meds, and Tylenol. And then I have 2 in there because I messed up and put that one in there. So both of them shouldn't be in there, but they're in there right now. So we'll move that out. And then I've just got this small little thing of Kobe's lip balm beeswax. So keeps it pretty small up in the front area right here. So that's all in the front. So because the back doesn't have a zip or doesn't have any hook and loop to keep it closed, what I decided to do is some of those things that I would clip if they were on my belt or something, I've clipped them back here on this open little ledge right here. Wasn't worried about the material, knew it would hold up just fine. So on here, I've got the O-Clip Pro that we've done a video on. I've got the SOG power plant. Never done a video on this, but if you ever want to see my take on this, let me know. There's plenty of videos out here already, and I probably should do a better job of getting all that sand out of here, but this is what we have here. And then I've got the Kaiser parakeet that we've covered before in the video as well. So these all sit back here, nice, compact, small, but packing a lot of functionality. And then as far as my pen goes, I've just got this little guy. Seen these before, I think one of my budget EDC hauls, and this is just the traveler's notebook insert. Instead of having 3 and the whole other thing, it's just this one thing. This is a solid enough notebook for me. A little bit smaller than the field notes is what I find. So I like putting this in here for that. So then going back, turning it around to the main compartment. So we'll go in here and just work our way through the main compartment. And we'll just start over here. I've got my little pop wipes like you've seen in many videos. I try to keep 2 and 2 if space allows. I think I used 1, so it's gone out of here. So again, 1 hand and face is right here, and then 2 of the sanitizing wipes. So I use the hand and face. So I'll go back and replace that a little bit later. And then down in here in this compartment, I just have my Nivea hand and face cream. Over here, I've got this is the wallet. I'm on a kick of looking for an EDC wallet, and I need something that has an ID badge window and then I can clip to me. So this is the one I'm using right now. After this video, I'm probably going to switch to another one. And then in a couple weeks, we'll probably do a roundup on just the different ones, what I've learned, and just talk about wallet styles in general. So that's this guy right here. And then my Drikey Hank that we've talked about forever. If these get messed up, I don't care. I just wash it. Or if it doesn't wash clean, or something stays in it, or it tears or gets destroyed, or I have to leave it, I can just replace it. So like those. And then this, I put this in here to represent my phone. Normally I put the other case in here, but I wanted to use my actual phone case. So this is what I've been using lately with the Moft wallet tripod. These two go together pretty well. And I am going to do a video on how I'm incorporating this into my mobile system. So this is pretty cool right here. And then for the pen, I had a different pen in here, but when I got for my birthday this guy, this had to go in here. This is the Kaweco Lilliput, and it's in copper, and that's closer to what it started to look like, and that's what it looks like now. Definitely like having that on. And since I lost the first one, I said I'm going to do everything I can not to lose this one, so I'll put the clip on here. It doesn't match perfectly, but it's close enough, and it gives me a little bit of peace of mind of knowing that it'll hold on just a little bit better. So notice it folds down pretty small, and that makes a nice little compact pen. And I do believe that is everything in here. I'll give the pockets one more check. There is one more thing, technically 2. I forgot this guy. I wanted to try some different small USB-C to USB-C cables. This one says it has 240 watts of charging. I haven't verified that. I need to get one of those testers to test the speeds, but I'm not using high-end cables like that for it to really matter, and my stuff transfers and charges as fast as I need. So it's not that big of a deal for right now. Maybe in the future, if I review some cables or something, I may do that. But for right now, this is what it says. So I trust it to be that, at least for right now. And then the last thing, I picked this guy up, and this was actually the influence for building a whole smaller kit. Because I had this 5,000 milliamp hour Nightcore NB Air as a small power bank, I thought I'd give it a shot and see what kind of small kit I could use. So now that we've talked about it, I've shown it to you, I've used it for a little while, let's talk about what I like about this sling. I like the RFID option. If I don't have a wallet or something that's RFID capable, I can put the stuff in there and not have to worry about it. Like I said before, it's not like the T37 where the entire thing is RFID, just this one pocket. So that's one thing. I like the quick access layout. Because of the organization and the vertical layout, it makes it real easy going in and out of the pockets, getting what you need and traversing through the sling. And I like that. The material does seem nice. I wanted to try the X-Pack as comparison, but the polyester right here, it's kind of a ripstop polyester. See if you can see that real good. And it works pretty good. I like it. The styling is subdued, and I don't have any problems with that. I like the organization. There's just enough organization to me to meet my needs, and not have to use a lot of extra pouches and things like that. So I like that. I like the fact that the shoulder strap is detachable and you can kind of use this as a pouch. Because it does have a similar layout to a lot of pouches, it even has a layout to my new Damn It pouch or my old micro EDC. So you can take a look at both of those to compare. It has a nice form factor that you can put in a larger bag, and that's what I did. I had it in a backpack, and then when I got to where I needed to go, or in one case on the flight, I just had it up, hung up, and it was just right there ready to go. Small pouch. It actually fit into the seat back pocket, so that was pretty cool. So there are a couple areas where I do think this guy can improve. So first up, the lower part of this bag does get a little bit tight when you load it out, and getting those things in the front, as you saw when I was trying to get those things out during the loadout section, that does get a little tight. So be mindful of what you put in there. Probably only flat things will go best in there. The strap, even though it's a small bag, it is very thin. And even though it's only half a pound, even when you put stuff in here, I did find it digging into my shoulder a little bit, but given the layout, you can switch the strap pretty easily. While I like the organization, I am mindful that it can be a bit much for some. There's a lot of flaps and zippers and things like that, so that may be a little overwhelming, especially for a sling of this size. So it's something to think about depending on where you fit on the spectrum of internal organization. I think this one is unique to me, and if you have similar tastes like I do, I am still more partial to the horizontal sling orientation than the vertical. I feel like it's just a better aesthetic for me. It fits better, and I just like the look a little better, to be honest. I don't care about the man bag, man purse thing, but this does give man bag, man purse vibes. So if that bothers you, this is gonna probably bother you even more in this little guy. I wish that the back pocket had a closure. While I found a workaround to make it useful, a hook and loop, a button, a magnet, just something back there, a zipper, something just to keep that secure, especially as an external pocket, you have to worry about weather. So that's going to be a good weak point if it rains. It's a good weak point for stuff falling out. So just be mindful of that. I don't like that pocket doesn't have any kind of closure whatsoever. I would have liked to see tomtoc's usual YKK Duraflex hardware verified throughout. That's just a nice little peace of mind. Like I said, no problems with any of the hardware, any of the zippers or anything, but I just would have liked that confirmed on the website. And then the last piece, like we talked about, is the teeny tiny grab handle. I know this is a small bag, but give me just a little bit bigger of a grab handle. I've seen grab handles done very well. You could take up a little more real estate and they could sit flush when they're not in use. So I feel like there's a better implementation that could have been done. So now that we've done my micro EDC with a little bit of a tomtoc T37 review on the side, let me know what you think. Let me know what you would add to a smaller day carry. This is kind of like a pocket reliever. I don't like having anything in my pockets, so this bag on this size is perfect at doing that. And if I want to scale up, I can put this in a larger bag or take the contents out and put those in a larger bag. So what would you add? What would you subtract? Let me know your thoughts on the vertical orientation of a sling. As always, I'm Lamar with MFN Research. There's some videos on the screen. I'll be sure to also include my micro EDC for the previous ones. You can see how the two compare and take ideas from that as well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'm out.